I don't know how you justify charging what could be, $250,000 for a 4-year education and have that kid graduate knowing nothing about AI in 2025. It's almost criminal. But I think that we've seen, just as you guys have mentioned, we've seen these patterns repeat themselves where the universities are way behind and it takes them time to catch up. It happened with myself. I mean, like I said, I was a graphic design major. I went to art school. I'm a little bit older than I look. And so, when I graduated, it was right at the beginning of the desktop publishing revolution. Problem, I learned how to do all the graphic design stuff in college with the old school T-square and triangle and flexible curve and all that stuff they don't use today. And when I graduated, effectively, my degree was obsolete. My first job interview, they asked, "Do you know how to use a computer?" And I lied and I said, "Yeah, I do." And I figured, well, I know more than they do,
You'll
and I'll
figure it
just
out.
figure it out. And I figured it out, and I taught myself. So I think that we're almost kind of in a similar inflection point. But back then, they wouldn't let
Yes.
us use computers in our program in college, just like they're not letting people use AI today. Now, eventually, they came around, and eventually they'll come around in the universities today. But you're right. I think that we have to think about new ways to challenge students. If they can use ChatGPT or Claude to create a paper, great. How about have them do a mock debate, right? How about take them and say, all right, well, the paper that you created, go over there and take your colleague who knows nothing about this topic and teach them about it, right? Show how much they understand. Or how about this? Show me your prompts, right? Let me see how
Exactly.
creative and how intricate your prompts were to generate this paper, and I'll grade you on that. I think that there's so much we could be doing rather than wringing our hands that they're using it to cheat. They've always been cheating, right? If
Uh,
you want to
uh,
cheat, you've always done it.
the teachers need to evolve too. It is really up. It's like it's both things because there's new tools. Like, okay, people used to use a hammer and now we have a plug-in that you can use to break up the concrete. They shouldn't have to just keep using the hammer because the teacher only knows how to use the hammer. And I just like it boggles the mind. I think what you said before, and this is always my number one piece of advice I give to anybody who asks, like, what advice would you give me? It's to be the I'll figure it out person because, especially during these times of transition, nobody knows what the hell they're doing. We are all just trying to figure it out. And if you have the drive to figure it out and raise your hand and be like, I don't really know how to do that, but I'm sure I can figure it out, go figure it out. And that's how you learn how to do it better, right? You learned AI by playing with AI. You didn't go to a class and say, hey, teach me how to do this so that I can go teach other people. You literally started just like consuming information and tinkering with it and talking to people and blah, blah, blah. And like, that is really where we're at right now with AI. And like, the more you can just trial and error and figure things out, you will be light years ahead of your peers. Even if you don't have anybody come and train you how to do it, just start watching YouTube videos or reaching out to people who do know how to do things and like tinker, 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 because that is really the thing that's going to, I think, win the day right now and make you way more marketable in your next job
And you can
for
even
sure.
ask AI to teach you how to use it.
Exactly.